Hello, hello, hello everybody. It is Pip Tobin here from queenpipcards.com and the Card Making Know-How Academy. I'm so pleased to see you this Monday morning. It is, well, Monday afternoon here in the UK. It is bright and sunny outside and very cold. So I think winter has arrived. So I think I'm actually a little bit early. I'm a minute early. Look at that. I'm never early. I'm normally late, but there we are. So I hope that you'll all join me and come and say hello, chat in the chat, and I will look out for your comments and I will answer them as we go through. So many exciting things to talk about. Good afternoon, Val. Lovely to see you. Yes, lots and lots of exciting things to talk about. First of all, I've been published. Yay! It sounds much more exciting than it really is, but I have created some beautiful notebooks for you all to use. Hi, Ange. Hello. Yes, it's very chilly, isn't it, Ange? It is indeed. So yes, so I have created 3 journals and notebooks. Here they all are. 1, 2, 3. And they've all got different things. So we'll go hands down in a minute and I will show you what they all look like inside. Okay, so that's my first. These are available on Amazon. I'll put the link up in the description below. And secondly, we're going to be playing with some beautiful stamps from Chloe's Creative. This is a gorgeous Snowman stamp set, which is part of a limited edition. Whoops. It is the Box Kit 17 limited edition, which doesn't sound particularly good, but it's a lovely stamp. So we're going to be making a card with that. So hi, Sally. Oh, exciting times for me. Yes, indeed. Yes. We've got congratulations on the books. Thank you, Jane. Lovely. So just in case anybody wasn't aware or has missed my emails, you should be reading my emails. They're full of lots of exciting information. But yes, so as of today, I'm no longer a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so just be aware of that. But we are continuing with my queenpipcards.com, all my lovely retreats for next year, and the Card Making Know-How Academy. And of course, I'll be here, Make It With Me, Mondays, and also the first Monday of every month. So that's the first and the third Monday of every month. I will be live streaming, showing you stuff that we are doing, either in the Academy or just things that I'm playing with. And I want you to come play along with me. So there we go. So let us go down to hands down. Hi, Jane. Lovely to see you. Excellent. Right, so let's start off with these books, shall we? So let's start off with this one. This is the plain one. Okay. It's pretty on the cover though, isn't it? Isn't that pretty? And there's pretty on the back too. So this is my creative journal, and it's literally just that. It's a journal. So it has lined pages. It says belongs to, and then the date and the purpose, because you might have a different journal for different things. And then it has lined pages on this side and blank sheets on this side. Okay, and it's like that all the way through until you get to the very, very end, oops, where we've got final thoughts and I need a new notebook. Right there at the bottom. And then you head off and go and grab yourself a new notebook. But basically I did this way so that you could sketch out your cards on this side and add the measurements and the products and everything that you use on this side if you want to use it for that. Or you might just want to use it for wish lists, you know, things you want to purchase, all that kind of stuff. And then just, you can stick things on here. So you might want to stick on swatches of colour or ribbon, or, you know, just try out different things. I will suggest that you test this paper because it's not as thick as card. So you might want to put a piece of paper or something inside behind it. This is what I'm recommending to people. So let's put that behind there. If you want to try out, you know, like colour coordination and stuff like that, I do recommend that you try... Oh, heavens, here we go. This will bleed through because it bleeds through on normal paper. Okay, so this is obviously quite a light colour. This is my light balmy blue. And then this is my... Actually, let's try the other end. It might be easier. It's my dark balmy blue. Now this is going to definitely go through because it's alcohol ink. So just be aware of that, okay? But if you're stamping on this side, you might be okay. I've not tried it because I only got them yesterday. When did I get? Yes, Saturday afternoon. So I got them just after we'd done Stamp and Chat. They came through the door. So I couldn't test it whilst we were there. So let's just try with a little stamp and a little image. Depending on how wet your ink is, You know, you might not be able to stamp, it might go through as well, or it might be, yeah, pretty good, not too bad. Doesn't actually go through. So, you know, you could definitely use that as a test bed if you want to do some stamping on it. So, you know, you can use it for lots of things. Just try it out and see how it goes. For colour combinations, you might want to try it for little, you know, swatches of cardstock or different colours. Put it, you can glue them onto it, etc. So, you know, it's useful for that. So that's that one. And then the second one I've done is specifically for Christmas. Hi Lee, lovely to see you on here. Good morning, all the way over there from the US. This is my Christmas card sketchbook, and so this has my Christmas designs, who it belongs to, and what the date is, and then my Christmas card list. You've got several pages here where you can write who you're going to send Christmas cards to. Okay. Obviously, if you need to continue and do more, you can add more in the other pages. And then I've just suggested that you use the following pages as examples of how to sketch your card base, and then you can add. So this is how I do my, you know, this is a landscape card, portrait card, square card. So I've given you some examples of how I do my card sketches. These are just sketches that I did. And then you can use the pages in exactly the same way as you go forward. Again, blank and then plain. I mean, lined and then plain. So that you can then, you know, write down all the Christmas designs that you're doing each month or each year and keep them going all the way through. There's 150 odd pages in here, so that'll keep you going for a while. And then the final version that I've got is kind of like the more, this is for people who are seriously doing creating stuff, but you want to have it a bit more structured. So here it says, hello, this is me, how to use the book, talks about the design pages that I've done, and then you get a whole chunk of card layouts already done for you in all the different ways. Okay, so you get a whole chunk of those. So you get a chunk of them, and then I've given you some blank pages so that you can go wild with your own ideas. Okay, and then we've got some lined pages. So this is your ideas, your wish lists, your shopping lists, you know, all that kind of stuff. But also sometimes it's useful to use lines to draw designs out as well. And then at the back here, I've done some specific colour pages, spelt both ways for all my international friends. So yeah, so this is, you know, you can have 3 different colours here and you can write the names of them and what you like about them, and then a blank piece over here with just a couple of lines at the bottom so that you can add some more colour swatches in there if you want. And then that goes all the way through to the back, because colour combos are good, you know. And then you've got some blank final thoughts at the end, just in there. So there we go. So that is that's the Ultimate Card Maker's Journal. And then this is the Christmas card one. And then this is just the Creative Journal, which is just, you know, for you to do bits and pieces with. So there we go. So there's my journals. The links, I'll put the links up in the description after this. But they're all available on Amazon, basically, anywhere in the world. So you can do that. Thank you, Sally. Yes, I think people will find them useful. I hope they're made by a card maker for card makers. So I'm kind of hoping that they'll be useful for you, everybody. And, you know, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want any different things in them. I can always create more, you know, based on how people use them, etc. Okay, so this is box 17, which I got from Chloe's, volume 17. It's got like a magazine inside. It's got a set of stamps and dies and all kinds of lovely things. But it came with a limited edition stamp set, or at least you could choose the one for a limited edition stamp set. And so I obviously chose the one with the stamp set because you know me, I love stamps. And it came with this amazing, cute little snowman. Look at him. I mean, he's big. He's not little, really. He's about, I'd say about 10, 14 centimetres. In fact, how big is he? He fits on a big block, put it that way. It's 4.5 inches. That's 11 centimetres, something like that. So he's a big chap. And I thought, perfect way to do some Christmas card making today. So we're going to do a fun... Oh, sorry, I just need to get some... I forgot to bring over some white card. That might help. Yeah. So we're going to do a fun card. Now this design, this basic design, the underlying model of it, I actually learnt from a friend, Hannah. She's somebody I've known for a long time, and I've just forgotten what the name of her... It was Hannah Paper Crafts, but she's just renamed herself. So I will find out the... I'll check it out, and I'll... Hugs and paper hugs and something or other. So I will find that out and I'll pop it on here. But yeah, so she taught me this basic, and you can get it. You can make 2 out of any size cardstock. Like if you have a letter piece of cardstock or an A4 piece of cardstock, you just cut it in half as if you were making a normal A6, A2 card. And that's it. That's literally all you do. So it's the width of a piece of cardstock, A4 or letter, and then you just chop it in half. So for me, that's 14.9 if you're chopping it in centimetres, or 5.5 inches if you're using letter cardstock. And then you just score it. And we're going to score this at 5. So it's 5 centimetres, or if you're using letter, it's 2 inches. And then, no, that was me not paying attention because I was thinking in letter. I'm going to do the centimetres first, and then I'll come back and do the inches. Hold on. So otherwise I get myself in a right state. So 5 centimetres, 10 centimetres, and I actually shared this on Stampin' Chat as well. So for the members, this is all also recorded up in the hub. So then 15 centimetres, and then take your arm out and do it at 20. So basically it's every 5 centimetres, and you're left with this little 1 centimetre piece here. And if you are doing it in inches, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, and then you're left with 1/4 of an inch at the end. Okay, so then we need to make ourselves some layers. So it's Christmas, so I've gone for silver. So you'll cut these down to the first layer size of whichever cardstock you use. And if you're in the hub and you have my membership, you'll have my card sizing guide. That will work perfectly. Otherwise, you're just going down. Basically, you're just going down in 0.5 centimetres. Or in American sizing, you can either go 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, depending on how... Oh my goodness, this is... My trimmer is just destroying my paper here. Hold on. Oh. Must have got something stuck in it. Look at that one. Look at that one. It's gone all fray. Don't like that. Look at that. I'm going to need to... I think I might have to change my trimmer blade. Hold on. Okay. So let's do this. Given it a good clean as well recently, so I don't know what's going on there. It's just catching on something. Okay. So that's those. So you're going to need 4 of those. Okay. All in lovely shiny silver, which it plays havoc with the thing, I'm sorry. And then we're going to use some paper. So I thought I would use some of the Chloe's stuff that comes with her Christmas pack. Actually, it's her Christmas poinsettia range, but I just love it. This is her Christmas flowers and foliage pack, but it's just so pretty. And it's got some lovely blue stuff in there. Look at that. But there's one in here. That's the one I wanted. So we're going to take that out. We're going to have this as our background to our snowman. So again, we're going to take this and we're going to cut it down to the one below. So the second layer size. Okay. And then we just need 3 of these. See, that's what it is. Look, I'm getting bits stuck in the trimmer. So we just need 3 of these, and then a white piece, because that's going to be where we write all our messages and everything. So whack this through. So again, I'm just coming down 0.5 centimetre for this one. Okay, that leaves me with 2 nice bits that I can use for other projects. That's great. And then I'm going to cut myself a piece of white that's the same size as those, because we do want to send a message. Let's see if this is big enough. might need to make this one slightly wider because I think this one is going to be, this is where I need to do my Christmas. Will it fit? Just. I'm going to do another piece that's slightly wider and see if I might not do this one layered with the silver and see how that goes. And then I need the other piece of white because that's where I'm going to stamp my snowman. Okay, so get rid of all these extra bits. Don't need these, don't need these. That can recycle, that can't recycle. Okay, okay, alrighty. So now I need my big block and my snowman. And he's huge, very big. Now just always be careful when you're taking photopolymer or polymer stamps off of your base, because sometimes, depending on how rough you are with them, if they're very delicate, this one's nice and chunky, so he's normally okay, but if they're very delicate, sometimes they do rip. I'm just coming in. It only just fits on this block, so I need to just put my head under. Sorry if you're going to get my head in the way. That should be okay. Yeah, there we go. So he fits on this big block, which is handy. All right. So now I'm going to colour in Memento because I want to use my blends for colouring him actually in. So I'll do this, and when it's a big stamp like this, I tend to use ink to stamp rather than stamp to ink pad, just because, you know, we need him to be like this, well covered. It just saves it getting a bit too, plus it's harder to tap it down like that. It's easier to do it like this. So we're going to stamp him down like this and then hold him, because we're going to let that soak in to the cardstock, okay? Because he's a big stamp, so make sure that you've got equal pressure all over. If you use a stamping platform, you can do that too. But when it's a big stamp, I like to make sure I've really got him in there. Ta-da! There we go. And then I'm going to let him dry while I put everything together, so that when we come and do our colouring, he's nice and dry. Okay, so now we have... No, not that one. That was the one that didn't work. So now we have our card, and we've got... Can you see the... You can see the score lines on there. Yeah, lovely. So we're going to attach... First off, we're going to do our silver. Now, as you know, with silver, I always use tape rather than glue because it shows through otherwise on occasion. So I'll do tape, and then I'll position this. Try not to get my eyes too blinded by the silvery bits. Show straight. There we go. Okay, so that's nice. And this is quite a thin silver paper. I've had this for absolutely yonks, and I'm just about to run out of my thingy. Okay. Let me just get rid of that. Two sex callers. I just need to get a refill. Hold on. Isn't it always the way? You always run out of what you need when you need it. So, I still have my refills, so let me do that. Darlene, hello, how are you? I haven't heard from you for ages, apart from the odd email and comment and stuff. It's lovely to have you on here. How are you doing? She says, love your books. I'm ordering a set as a gift and a set for me. Oh, thank you. That's lovely. I mean, yeah, if you've got a crafty friend, great as Christmas presents to give them a not very expensive Christmas presents. It would even go, I mean, over here in the UK, we do Secret Santa. So I think it would even go in on most people's Secret Santa volume, as it were, price-wise. And in the US as well, I think. I tried to make them quite reasonable in price because, you know, we're always on a budget as crafters. Oh, that's really kind. Thank you. I'm so glad that you like them. Okay, I'm going to leave the next one clear because that's going to be where I write the stuff. And then this is going to be my front. And I have decided that purely because we want the join at the back. Okay, that's straight, looks straight. Okay. So I'm just trimming off these feathery bits at the edge. Ugh, so annoying. Get me hoovering here in a minute for that lot. Okay. So then this one's going to go in the front here. How much are the books? They vary in price from £5.99 to £8.99 in the UK, and obviously different prices around the world. So, just depending on what they are in that market. So yeah, not too shabby in terms of, hopefully in terms of pricing. Then $9.99 in the States for the most expensive one, and then they go down from there in dollars. Right, so now I'm going to add my paper to these. So whilst we're using, still fluffy, I'm going to have to sort out my trimmer. What's going on? Also nice on the other side of this paper, less specific ones. Less specific? No, that's not what I meant. Less, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they're less close together. They've got dots in between. There's just like rows of snowflakes, whereas this is more all over the place. This is just like loads and loads of random snowflakes in this lovely... And the snowflakes are all white, and then the paper behind is this lovely light blue, just for my people who can't see very well what I'm trying to put on here. So yeah, just a snowflakey. So we're just adding these panels to each of the... adding these snowflake pieces to each of the panels. So we've got a silver border and then basically the snowflakes on top on 3 of the 4 panels. And then I think I might just do a wider white one here. So I might just make that wider and do a white one at the back, because I think if we go with the panels, I think it's going to be a little short, a little tight. I mean, I have done the panels with just a white piece, but I'm just thinking, although it looks lovely, I'm just thinking Christmas is going to be quite tight on there. I think it would look better if it was on just a plain white one. Yeah, I'll get it out. There we go. So this is, I think, the right width. I just need to chop it down. So that gives me a little bit more room to breathe for the wording. I think so. Sally says, do you think some blades are not as good as others? As I've had one which did that almost from the off. Yeah, no, and Valerie's had one too. I think they sometimes they are just duff in the pack, because if you think about it, they're just tiny, aren't they? Right? Tiny, tiny little blades. So sometimes, like this one seems to cut okay upwards, but not downwards. Oh yeah, hang on. So I might just pop it out and have a look at it, see if we can have a look at that together. I think you're right, Sally. I think sometimes that's exactly what happens. And of course, now when you want it to come out, I can't get it out. Okay. Let me have a quick shifty at it. Well, apart from the fact it's dirty, it's very dirty. Let's give that a clean as well. Can I see anything that's caught on the blade? Not really. Oh, whoops. I mean, can you see? Oh, here we go. You have to be careful because it's really sharp and really tiny. But I'm not sure if it's going to focus on that little tiny blade there. It's not quite focusing on it, but it looks okay, both sides. From my angle, I can't see anything. And it's really hard. You've got to be careful not to cut your finger if you test it out. So it looks okay, but I think it's more likely it's either got lots and lots of dust on it in the track here, because I mean, honestly, cleaned this the other day. You wouldn't think you gather. I mean, I do a lot of card making, I guess. But look at all that rubbish that comes out from there. And that's what your blade gets caught up on. And so, and on thinner card and paper, it will show up even more. So I think it just needed a good clean, to be honest. Must try harder with my cleaning. Oh no, don't do that, Pip, because you're used to the trimmer being at the bottom, not the top. There we go. So we'll try that again in a minute. Let me just hoover all that mess up now, because that's messy. Messy. Ugh, yucky dar. It's dreadful. Okay, so I do need to test it out because I need to check my... I've got to get this down to a smaller size. See, now that's cut perfectly. I think it was just dirt, Sally, to be fair. So it's always worth trying to clean stuff before you just throw the blade away and assume it's a bad blade, because it could just be dirt in your trimmer. Okay, so let's put that. Actually, I'm going to stamp that first before I stick that down. Okay, so now we've got this looking good. Shiny, shiny, pretty. You like that? So we'll leave that to one side now. Now I'm going to make... decorate my little snowman, and we're on blues today, obviously, so we've got, I might go boho blue, light boho blue. Let's see how this one's looking. Yeah, he's looking all right. Let's have a look. I'm going to use him for some of the darker bits. Okay, so some of the darker bits obviously are the bits already highlighted on the stamp, like this, where the creases are basically, and then I might do a bit of darker in his scarf. And then I might do a lighter blue for the stars. I'm just going to do a bit of colouring in today. So colour it all in once is my suggestion. And then go back and do some more low lights. Do love a snowman. He's a really cracking snowman as well. Do need to do something over his tummy. Normally these would be black, but they've left them open. So I might just put a little embellishment on there instead. Maybe we'll give him sequin tummy button things. That'd be quite cool. Okay, here we go. This is coming a bit darker down here, darker here, and in that crease. Okay, it'll be a bit darker here because it's underneath the other one, like this. All right, and then do this. I go quiet when I'm colouring, sorry. If you're looking for a running commentary. But a bit of colouring's just very calming. I'll try not to fall asleep while I do this, but hey, there we go. Alrighty, so there. Okay, so now let's see. Let's go for our dark balmy blue. This one. Yeah, I think that one or light. Go light actually. Yeah. And there's not that much difference, but it will dry a little lighter. So let's do this for the hat, for the main hat. No, I think this one's running out. Oh yeah, definitely running out. Oh, you can hear it squeaking. Sorry about the squeaking. I need a new balmy blue. Just see how the other end's looking. This one's looking dry, but we'll see. Might have just about enough left in it. Finish off the tops. It's just going to add a little bit of extra colour into it. We wanted it a bit lighter at the top anyway, so that's all right. All right, so there's our hat, just a slightly different blue. I was going to use them for the stars, but I don't think that's a good plan. Let's have a look. Oh, I've got loads of comments coming in. Sorry, let me have a look at this. I was quite disappointed. I've now bought several packs just in case. Yes, buy several packs. I've got 2 extras as well. I use an old clean makeup brush. Yeah, that's a good thing to use to clean out your thing. I mean, I use a brush that's quite stiff because it needs to get down into the thing. But any decent brush would, you know, as long as it's old and you're not going to use it again. Makeup brush. That's a good tip, Ange. Yeah. Val says she's looked at the Chloe magazine. Looks like the extra snowman is only available online. I think all of Chloe's stuff is only available online. And yes, it's only available for a limited time when you buy the box. It's not going to be sold as a separate stamp. So yeah, it's a limited edition as an addition to the box set. So yes, she does things like that. But I just thought it was lovely. They've got a smaller version though in the box. So if you don't want to buy the extra limited edition one, then in the big stamp set you get a baby one. So, you know, you'll still get a snowman. It's just he won't be as big. So if I put them next to each other, you can see the difference in size. It's quite a big difference in size. He's like the size of his tummy. But yeah, there's a lot of other stuff in here as well. So because I liked the little one, I thought, oh, I might get the big one as well. So I'm going to leave the rest of his hat white, and we'll just leave it like that because my blue is definitely not going to last to do the stars, I don't think. I don't know though. Now it's looking a little bit better, so it might do. Maybe we'll just put in some very light stars. Let's see how that goes. Oh yeah, they're kind of just a touch of blue. It just takes the white off. Let's do that. I think maybe my I think my pen storage is on a slight slant. I keep saying to Sean, I need to grab his spirit level and just double check because I think it's on a slight slant. So I think all the ink runs to the back end of one of the, and if I keep them up this way, it will run back down again. So I think that's what's happening. Like the ink's all in the middle or towards one end because it's just not quite straight. So that's the only thing with our double-ended pens. You've got to keep them horizontal, and they literally need to be horizontal. So just be aware of that. But this is enough. It's just taking it off a little from the glary white. Okay. And then obviously for his nose, oh, I needed an orange. Ah, I forgot the orange. Hold on. Where's the orange? This one. Oop, what's this one? What's this one? 7 there. Light pumpkin pie. Light Cajun brains. I think this one. I think one of these is definitely dead, and one of these is working. So let's see. Oh, that one's all right. So there we go. So we'll take light pumpkin pie. This. Like so, and then he needs a little darker just under here because, you know, that bit's in shadow in comparison to the rest, so we'll just keep layering up a little bit of extra shadowy colour there. There he is. Okay, so they don't come with dies. It's a bit sad. And then yeah, I think the one with the magazine's $14.99, and then I think it's $17.99 if you buy it with the big snowman. So it's like £3 more for this stamp, which I didn't think was too bad. So we're going to cut him out like so. And then, am I in the picture? I tend to have a tendency to wander off, so let me just check. We're just going to do some fussy cutting. And remember, you turn your cardstock, not your scissors. Come back to that bit in a minute. Try and cut in one long fell swoop as it goes. Whee. All the way around. I mean, he's a fairly easy shape to cut, which is nice. But, you know, if you're shaky, then just put him on a rectangle instead. Don't cut him out by hand, just add him as a rectangle. Rid that bit because it's annoying me underneath my cutting edge. And you really don't have to go like in and out of all these intricate little bits. It's a snowman and he's therefore on snow. So it doesn't matter if this is white underneath, and I'm not going all the way up inside there, I don't think. I'm just going to come round to up here. I'll see how I feel when he's on, but I don't think I will bother because, quite frankly, life's too short. Yeah, I think it's worth the extra £3. I don't think it's bad at all. Because he's a decent size. There we go. Alrighty. If you did want to do that, then you can just come in here. I'm going to do it now just so that I can show you how it's done. So you can just come in here and do this. It's nice when they leave you enough of a gap to get in and out. Sometimes they don't though, and then you're talking about getting your craft knife out, and that gets very messy. And then on this side, I would go on this side of the bauble and just know roughly where it's going and follow it around with my imagination, like so. Now obviously this bit needs tidying up under here, so we'll just do that. There we go. It looks all right, doesn't it? This bit could be a little tidier. Take a little smidgy out of there. A little smidgy out of there. Come on. Join up so it can come out. Thank you. That looks okay. That looks okay. Yeah, I think that looks okay. All right, so that's our snowman. Come and just get rid of bits. I have to use my Hoover because it's a silicone mat, so brushing it makes it go nowhere. It just sits there, which is very annoying. Right, so there's him. I'm just going to take a swig of my tea. What do you think so far? You like him? He's a pretty cool dude, I think. So now we've got Merry Christmas here. And I need it to fit on this piece of cardstock. And if I stamp it that way, it's not going to fit, is it? So we're just going to mask that bit off. And I like to use masking tape, like so. And I just cover up the bit that I'm not going to ink up. And then I just ink up that bit. So we ink that bit up like so. And then if I've got any left on there, I just pull that off and that takes that off cleanly. And then this is my Merry. Like so. Nice. Then we clean it off. Clean it off. You don't need any more stuff. You don't need any more Christmas stuff. You could make this with a Christmas church. You could make it with a what else could we make it with? We could make it with a reindeer. You could make it with a Father Christmas. You could make it with pretty much anything that I bet you've already got in your stash. Okay, so you don't need to go and buy anything else. I keep telling people that. If you want to buy it, it's up to you, but you don't need to buy it. Okay. Right, so then there comes the Christmas. Take that bit off, get rid of that. And now that's clean and dry, so that's good. Now we just put the Christmas underneath, like so. There we go. That's stamped very nicely. Okay. So that's our back piece. So now we can put that on. It's going to go here. Okay. So I'm just turning that over. Oh, I cut my nails now, I can't pick up anything. And I'm going to get a piece of my, this is just an old-fashioned piece of blotting paper. And I tend to use it if I'm sticking stuff straight after I've stamped it with a juicy ink pad, because then it just makes sure that it just doesn't smudge anything. You've got to go. Catch up later. Thanks, Sally. You take care. There we go. So that's going to go on there like so. Okay. Nice. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we can start folding. So we've already got our score lines in place. And we're just going to fold them over. So this is our little one here. We're going to use my little, this one on dark. There we go. And then this one here. Just be careful that you are folding on the actual score line, because we've put quite a lot of cardstock on, and sometimes that can make it just want to fold in different places. So just ease it into those score lines. Okay. So, alrighty. So now we've got all 4 done, and then we're just going to glue it together. So you just glue down this tiny strip here, this side piece, as it were. And I will use wet glue for this because it holds it easier, holds it stronger. Okay, you don't need a lot because you don't want it spurting out the edges. Put that down flat, fold this one over to meet it, and then you have your middle. You have your piece done. Okay. Make sure it goes both ways, always into a square. Okay, so that's our back, like this. This is our front, like this. So it will go into a card, into an envelope flat, and then when they get it out, it pops open and stands like that. And our snowman is going to go on the front here. Isn't that adorable? It's just going to look so cool on there. But obviously we only want him to stick on one side. Now, he's facing that way, so for me, he needs to stick on this side, okay? And then face that way. That's just how I see things, like that, all right? So we're going to sort out where we're going to glue him. The only problem with that is he hasn't got a lot that's on this side. Most of his body's on this side. But I'm still going to go with it because that's what's right. So I might just square him off a little. All right, so we need to go up where that line is to the top of the hat there. So find the line, turn him over. So I don't want to come over anywhere other than there. Now we could put him on dimensionals, but he hasn't got much to hold him, like he's only got his little what's this bit? Hat. So the dimensionals would be pretty small to do that. So if we turn him this way, we can kind of roughly see where we want him to be centrally, so we can line up that bit in the middle. So I'm going to stick him straight. Come on. Along here. You want to be careful because you don't want him to go over that fold line with the glue, because otherwise you'll have stuck him to 2 sides and it won't open. Okay, so carefully make sure you're positioning him well over, away from the glue. Just double check where that's going to go. It should be right. There we are. And you can check he hasn't come out this side. Yeah, that's all right. You can come over a little more if need be. Okay. That's where you get the wiggle room from. See, we've still got enough wiggle room. That's good. Excellent. So now he's sitting there pretty. And then we could either, if we wanted to, we could add another Merry Christmas or words up here, but I'm not going to because I've got the words on the back, like so. Merry Christmas. So I think I'm going to leave him like that. I don't know though. Maybe he needs something up there. Got any more words in this one? Not in that one. We've got a smaller Merry Christmas. Oh, we've got, what else have we got in this? We've got a little letter from the North Pole. That seems quite nice. Quite like that. We could put a little tiny post thing up there just to balance him off. That seems quite nice. So let's stamp that on a piece of white. Spare white. Yep. So we'll stamp that just to have a little bit more interest at the top, and then we'll get to really finishing him off with some sparkly stuff. And do that there, North Pole, that's cute. Look at that. So just don't cut your fingers off like I just tried to do myself. So we'll just do this. Might even colour in a little bit with the Stampies and stuff, just to make it a little bit better than just plain old white. Now, obviously, this envelope would look better with the postbox and stuff, but at the end of the day, it'll still match, so that's fine. So I'm just going to make this a little blue around the edge, down here. Oops. And then let's do a little light blue stamp up here, so it's a little bit different. Okay, now this I can put up on dimensionals. One of these will fit, I think. And we need a bit more than that, actually. Need a couple of those, I think. Okay, just to be on the safe side. No squishy middles. All right. And then you can bring him back. You can put that at a jaunty angle up there, like so. And then I thought I would decorate him with some stickles, because you need sparkle on a Christmas card. You know, you can't not have sparkle on a Christmas card. So we're going to do his entire hat here, the rim of his hat, with some stickles. This is Twinkle, which I thought was appropriate because it's kind of bluey purpley. We'll do that, and do that, and his bauble, his bubble. So there we go. If you wanted to go wild, you could add more to all of the snowflakes and all that kind of stuff, but we'll just leave it with that, and hopefully, can you see? Look at the sparkle on that. Yummy. Okay, and then we can add some sequiny things. I know I've got some sequins here somewhere. Either sequins or, yeah, see, we've got some silver sequins here. They're kind of matte silver, but that's okay. So I'm going to use up all my... Oh, we've got these big silvery... They look nice. They look about the right size as well, actually. Let's not do sequins. Let's do whatever these are, gems. Let's do these gems. Look at these. I've got bluey ones or silvery ones. And I think we might go with the bluey ones. I think they would fit. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Buttons on his tummy. Better than coal. Who needs coal when you've got sparkles? Look at that. There we go. Now he's really got some sparkle and shine. Look at them. So sparkly silver, sparkly gems on his tummy. And when he sits on the mantelpiece, he basically sort of sits like this. So he's kind of 3D without even having to put any dimensionals on him. And then obviously you write on the back, you fold him flat to go in your envelope and send him off through the post. So there you go. I hope you like that. Here's another option. Here's a completely different version in red, green and gold. So this one says Merry Christmas, and this one I haven't stamped on the back. This has got the green with all the postage stamps on. So there we are. Cute, aren't they? Don't they look good? I just think they're great. So thank you, Hannah, for teaching me that fold. I think it's one of the simplest folds we have for a card, but you know, it's going to stand beautifully on the mantelpiece, post really easily, and look really cool with our little snowman. So there we go. That's what we've been doing today. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully you'll come back and see me again. Pretty says about the lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Thank you. Beautiful cards. Oh, that's nice. So hopefully you'll come back and see me again. I'll be back here. Let's have a look. What's the date today? 17th already. I'll be back in 2 weeks on the 1st of December. Bad. 1st of December. That's just come around to so quickly. So don't forget, if you want to buy any of my journals, you can go and grab them. Oops. Online. Oh, she says. From Amazon. So these, that it almost matches, doesn't it? So you can go and grab one of my journals from Amazon. One for you and one for a friend, if you fancy it. And then I will see you again in December. December, we're doing generic men's cards in the membership. So we'll have a look at some men's birthday cards in the 1st of December. And I might be showing you some of the other Christmas card designs I've done, or I might have sent them all off by then. Who knows? I'm a little behind, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you're watching on replay, please do comment, #ReplayWarrior, and I will respond and come back to you, or just say, hi, I'm watching on replay. It doesn't really matter, whatever you put in. That's lovely. And thank you to all my... all of you who've been commenting live. Oh, Linda's on as well. Hello, Linda. Nice to see you. So yes, so number one commenter today is Ange. Well done. Number one in purple on my screen. So well done, Angela. And yeah, thanks so much for watching and being a part of my crafting journey. And thank you so much to everybody for being so supportive about where I'm heading and where I'm going with all my new card making life. And I will look forward to seeing you either in my academy, at my retreats, or here on YouTube in the future. Take care for now. See you soon. Bye bye.